Welcome back. The Army is on the hunt for new weapons for soldiers to take on tanks. And are Army scouts getting battlefield Teslas? Jesse Karangu talks to ground warfare reporter Todd South on the Army's efforts to field 2 new types of battlefield tech.
Todd, thanks so much for joining us. How are you doing today?
Doing well, no problem. Appreciate it.
Why is the Army making these transitions in the first place?
Well, a lot of it's really what they call the pacing threat of Russia and China. So as you'll hear a lot in a lot of the demonstrations and speeches of a lot of top Army and other military service leadership, Russia and China have not sat around, leaving their weapon systems, in the 1990s era. While we were very busy fighting wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, they've poured a lot of investment and efforts into weapon systems that they know can defeat our systems. Some of that means missile systems that can keep our airplanes or helicopters at distance, or even keep our ships far away from shores where we couldn't make a landing on a beachhead or come close to China if we wanted to. Others are shorter range stuff like armor. They may have just made armor that's more difficult to penetrate. They've got better sensors so they can strike at us from farther distances, whereas before we'd have to get closer to use an older missile. That's why we want longer stuff reaching out, more powerful stuff going through thicker armor, and just different capabilities to, like I said, loiter around an area, find a different target, hit multiple targets if necessary. So just a lot more options against us that we have to kind of prepare for and defend against, and also be offensive about. Now, the Army is really incorporating a lot of electrification into a lot of their new vehicle platforms. I mean, they're building some things from the ground up, such as the next generation combat vehicle, which is going to replace the Bradley vehicle, which pretty much carries infantry protected to the battlefield, lets them get out and do the fighting. So they're not just going with good old diesel engines. They're looking at hybrid options, all electric options, especially for robotic vehicles. What they want with electrification is pretty far out there, way beyond your Tesla in your garage. I mean, they want things that can charge in a matter of charge a vehicle for a few days worth of work within just 20, 30 minutes.
Wow.
They want battery solutions. They want things that can run really sophisticated power draining platforms, like launching drones off of a vehicle, running a lot of sensors and communication gear. As far as the reconnaissance vehicle that we're specifically talking about, the electric long-range reconnaissance vehicle, that's essentially to carry it's either 6 to 9 troops. I'm sorry, I'm blanking right now. Around for reconnaissance missions. So they want it quiet. They want it durable and sustainable to get out ahead of battlefield lines, so that a small team of reconnaissance soldiers could observe the enemy quietly, kind of stay silent, and get back without having to worry about running out of fuel or carrying extra fuel, which is another logistical burden that they're hoping electrification can help out with.
When it comes to this new missile, what is the difference between the new technology that the Army wants to implement versus what they currently use?
Well, I would say essentially the new missile, beyond the range it wants, it's also the capabilities. They want they want it to be able to do multiple things, whether you're guiding it into a target if it's a moving target, or it's able to lock on a target, much like you would see in the old jet fighter movies, where it would lock on a target and then kind of zero in and find it. A loiter option where you could basically scan your battlefield area, scan the area where you see multiple targets. You give them a quick priority, like almost a touch screen, like I want this to be number 1, number 2, number 3, and then just shoot the missile out there, and it finds the best way to get to the target. Or it even goes, one that was an interesting option that would really help out for ground formations that one of the officers mentioned when they were giving their presentation, was the kind of finding a box. Basically, I know that there's targets over there. They're moving around a lot. It could be a small 2-person vehicle. It could be a tank. I'm going to put a just box area for this missile to go and find something to kill. And basically, you put the box in the program, boom, hit the button, it fires, it goes out there, it gets to a certain level, certain altitude, and just waits until it finds what it needs to find, and then it strikes. So it gives you a whole host of options and tools for taking out different targets or threats.
The Army was originally looking to implement these changes with new forms of missiles and vehicles within the next 3 to 5 years. But according to Todd, the force may be looking to upgrade much sooner, within the next 2 years, depending on where the market stands. For Defense News Weekly, I'm Jesse Karangu.